What's up, guys? This is Fang here, coming at you with a bit of a Sonic Tuesday discussion video. I decided to make my schedule the same this week, just without the comic dubs, unfortunately, so my channel may take a bit of a hit, but you know what? I was in a lazy mood yesterday. So, well, correction, I was in a lazy mood on Sunday. But if you're new here, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that bell button. And this one shouldn't take too long. Because of the movie of Dragon Ball Super Superhero coming out, and I saw it in theaters, I thought it was a fantastic Dragon Ball movie. It's definitely a different movie than Dragon Ball Super Broly was. But overall, it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I saw the English dub, which everyone knows I don't normally watch the English dub of Dragon Ball anymore after the whole thing that happened. I'm not going to get too much into that, because it's pretty much over now. But I figured I would talk about Dragon Ball's influence on Sonic, which isn't as much as people think it is. So this should be more of a Sonic Tuesday quickie. There's too much information to really make a short out of this, so let's start with the obvious. 7 Chaos Emeralds. 7 is a very important number in Japan, obviously. There's 7 Dragon Balls, 7 Chaos Emeralds. Both have immense power. Both have both positive and negative energy contrived in them, which is a very, Asian thing to do, right? It goes back to that concept of yin and yang. Both also deal with a god. So you have the Dragon Balls with Kami, and of course now with Super, we now have the Super Dragon Balls as well. And with the Chaos Emeralds, we have, obviously, Chaos. And you could even say that Tikal can be considered as a goddess, but I wouldn't stretch that too much. Now, with the Chaos Emeralds and Master Emeralds, it is never really explained why they exist, how they became what they are in the game continuity. I'm sure that they explored it in the comics, especially with the Archie and Fleetway comics. I'm sure that they explained it. But in terms of the main game continuity, they have not. The next thing that Dragon Ball obviously had a big influence over is, of course, the creation of Supersonic. Difference being is that once a Saiyan achieves the first Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan state, they can turn it on like that. It's like a switch. They can turn it on, they can turn it off. With the super forms and of course hyper forms in Sonic the Hedgehog, they can only use those forms when they have the Chaos Emeralds or Super Emeralds. Now obviously there are other transformations, but they still contrive of using some sort of energy. So for Darkspin Sonic, Sonic infused himself with the power of a few of the 7 rings. Blaze the Cat, she powers up with the Soul Emeralds, which is her world's counterpart to the Chaos Emeralds. Etc. Dark Sonic from Sonic X. The negative energy coming from the fake Chaos Emeralds. But Supersonic is also very limited as well compared to Super Saiyan. While Super Saiyan, you can pretty much stay in that form for as long as you want. I mean, heck, like once Goku and Gohan got out of the hyperbolic time chamber or the room of spirit and time, you know, they chose to stay in Super Saiyan to get rid of any of the more anger that comes from the transformation, which is why we have the fourth state, also known as the full power Super Saiyan state. With Sonic, he can only stay in it if he has 50 rings. So therefore, Supersonic is a bit more handicapped than Super Saiyan is. Well, not really a handicap, more of a weakness. Another thing, obviously, in Sonic 3, Supersonic and Hypersonic has green eyes, which again is definitely comes from Super Saiyan. I would not be surprised. The reason why they changed classic Supersonic's eye color could have been because they could have gotten in trouble. Because after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, starting from Sonic Adventure, Supersonic was gold with red pupils, while with Classic Sonic and Generations and Forces, he kept with the and of course Mania, he kept with the black eyes from Sonic 2. So that could have been inspired by Dragon Ball. That one is up in the air, but I would not be surprised. The next one is, of course, Silver the Hedgehog. Now, Silver the Hedgehog is definitely based on Future Trunks. I remember in the manual, they even said, like, you know, he's a time traveler, like, pretty much that they put at the end there, think of Future Trunks from DBZ. Much like with Future Trunks, Silver goes back in time to deal with something that will pretty much screw up his future. Now, with Future Trunks, it was to go back to give Goku the heart virus medicine, so that this way he will be alive to take care of the androids. And of course, we all know what happened there. As it turns out, obviously Future Trunks didn't know this, but Android 17 and 18 were not the only androids. Obviously, they were created by Dr. Gero or Dr. Gero. If I like I said, I'm using both the dub names and the sub names for them, for the people that prefer one over the other. And of course, you had, which of course he became in Android 20, and then you had Android 19, the one that Vegeta destroyed with Big Bane Attack. And obviously we know what happened from there. If you've seen Dragon Ball Z, if you haven't yet, I highly recommend it. Dragon Ball Z is one of the most influential anime of all time. But getting back to the subject at hand here, with Silver, it was the villain that sent Silver back and Blaze back in time to deal with the Iblis Trigger, which was Sonic the Hedgehog. So that this way, since he knew that Iblis was sealed inside Princess Elise, Sonic's death would trigger Iblis to come out because of Elise crying. So while there are similarities between the two, their reasons of going back in time were a totally different reason. Silver's reason was a more naive reason, because he had no idea that Mephiles the Dark was actually the true villain. While with Trunks, it was to go back in time to save Son Goku. And now we get into a bit of that. Now we get into some fan parallels people have made. This is not officially true. And I made a video all about this first one. The Shad-Amy shippers, because of going by the DBZ logic, they believe that Shadow and Amy must have gotten together and gave birth to either Silver's father or mother, or gave birth to Silver himself. Now, I made a video about this that I pretty much, as it turns out, no. That's not the case. Even the people that worked on that game said, nope, not true. So really, this is more of a fan headcanon based on the ship between Shadow the Hedgehog and Amy Rose. Because to a lot of people, they parallel Vegeta and Bulma. While, in my opinion, Amy Rose, if she parallels anyone, it's Chi-Chi. Keep in mind, Chi-Chi is in love with Chi-Chi is in love with Son Goku during Dragon Ball, and quote unquote tries to chase after him in a way, and Amy does the same thing with Sonic. Now, I don't want to get into a shipping debate. So that's a more fan headcanon, and you know what? If that's what you people think, then hey, just remember it's not actually true. Sonic's and Shadow's relationship is kind of similar to Goku and Vegeta's, but not exactly so. While Shadow and Sonic do have that traditional shonen anime main character and former villain turned rival, unless you're Sasuke, of course, you go from being a rival / friend then to becoming an enemy. Other than that, there's no similarities between Vegeta and Shadow the Hedgehog. They do have some quirks that are same, like having their arms crossed, occasionally coming off as arrogant, but Shadow can normally back up his cockiness, and Shadow is also, he doesn't mind working with Sonic. It's just that they have playful banter between the two of them. Shadow doesn't insult Sonic in any way anymore, while Vegeta calls Kakarot anytime he gets the chance to a clown or a idiot. So really, other than that, there's not really any similarities between Shadow and Vegeta, of course. What else here? Tails, to me, I think he represents the Bulma of the group because he's the inventor, and he's also Sonic's best friend. Much like how Bulma is Goku's first best friend. But that's more of a coincidence, more than anything. I doubt Yuji Naka created Tails because of Bulma. So, a lot of the more other evidence towards this is more speculation than anything. It's just that Sonic the Hedgehog does have a lot of shonen anime tropes. And it does come from, obviously, Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is the start of that whole genre. And I've always said this as well. There is influence on Sonic for sure. Kind of like how Star Wars inspired them to create the Death Egg. It's just one of those things to where, a lot of it is mainly, like I said, it's fan headcanons. Unless there were new information that came out about that recently. I did a little bit of research before this, but until we have more confirmation, the only things for sure that ever comes from Dragon Ball is the creating a 7th Chaos Emerald, Supersonic, and Silver the Hedgehog. Other than that, there's nothing else that really is a big influence on Sonic the Hedgehog when it comes to Dragon Ball. If you all have any theories on what they could be, then comment down below. As always, I'll see you all in the next video. Later, guys.